In the most latest attack, a ship carrying 20 Indians was hit by a drone some 200 miles away from the coast of Gujarat state in India. So this is the first time an Indian ship has been attacked. Apparently the owners of the ship were from Israel, and this adds a new dimension to the whole Arabian Sea and Red Sea region, because till now we have seen that most of the attacks of Houthis have been happening near the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. But this time it has happened slightly more towards the eastern side, that is more closer to the coast of India. So this ship, according to the information, was called MV Chem Pluto, and it was apparently owned by some Israelis, and it was carrying crude oil from Saudi Arabia and taking it to the Indian state of Karnataka, where it was supposed to deliver that crude oil. So this is a major development in the Arabian Sea. This is the first time this conflict has spilled over to a new region, that is Arabian Sea. I mean, we still don't have confirmation that the Houthis have done this, but going by the series of attacks on Israeli ships from the Houthis over the last couple of weeks, where almost a dozen ships and vessels have been attacked, including warships from US, it won't be surprising if this turns out to be an attack by the Yemeni Houthis. Now, this attack comes at a time when there is intense vulnerability among the allies of United States. The most recent development is that France, Spain and Italy have rejected to be part of the US-led naval coalition, which Lloyd Austin, the US Defense Secretary, announced a few weeks back. Both France and Italy and Spain argue that they would instead choose to be part of their own patrolling in the sea, and they would not report to this new coalition announced by United States. Now that is a major optical blow for the Western powers, because if they have to show force, united force in Red Sea, this certainly did not help them. Now, another major development I'm reading is that Saudi Arabia apparently has tried to bribe Iran by promising it investments, according to Bloomberg. Apparently, Saudi Prince MBS had given this offer to Iran leader also in the Arab Summit, which happened a few weeks back. Now, this is really interesting, because Saudi clearly seems to be intending to avoid a direct confrontation with Iran's proxies, or even Iran for the matter. And they were already trying to normalize their ties with Iran through the Chinese support a few months back. But now Saudis clearly are not interested to get into a conflict right now. And in fact, they also have UAE along with them, who is also part of these talks as per Bloomberg, if Bloomberg reports are to be believed. Now, we see a couple of European countries backing out of the naval coalition announced by United States, and then we see Saudi trying to maneuver on its own directly with Iran. Now, that leaves United States with some problem over here, right? Because they have half a dozen warships right now near the coast of Yemen, and they're continuously monitoring the Houthi movements. And till now, I mean, there's not been a war which has started, but there is this threat that one of the missiles that Houthis are firing, mostly which are being intercepted, would hit a US warship, and that could ignite some kind of escalation over there. At this juncture, if there is no unity among the US allies, that weakens the US resolve to actually do something in that region, because US seems to be all alone right now. Yes, they still have half a dozen countries part of the naval coalition that they announced, but slowly these countries are choosing to opt out of that coalition. Now that is a red flag. Now, one thing to note is that in that particular region, right, in the Red Sea region near Gulf of Aden, already there are certain missions which are under operations to provide security to ships. There's one called Operation Atalanta, which was set up by European Union Naval Force Somalia. Basically, it operates off the Horn of Africa and Western Indian Ocean region, where they are trying to protect the seas from piracy. Obviously, they would also be responding to the Houthi attacks, because they're there for the protection of these ships. We already have an operation called Operation Agenor. It's a European-led operation apparently, which aims to guarantee freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, a major shipping lane for oil exports from Gulf states. So there are already 2 missions out there from the European countries in that region, apart from the new coalition announced by United States. So there is some kind of messaging that is being sent by certain European countries like France, Spain, Italy, that they would protect their country's ships against Houthis, but they would not be allies or partners in a war with Houthis if United States were to start that war today. So we are seeing this happening, and now what we are seeing is that 200 miles from India, a ship gets attacked by a drone. So if we connect the dots, the way I look at it is that the conflict seems to be spreading eastwards, because it started from Gaza, it spread to Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, and now it has spread to Arabian Sea for the first time. So I won't be surprised if we see more of such attacks in Arabian Sea. What would be interesting, if one of these attacks were to happen within the 12 nautical miles from the Indian borders, it needs to be seen what India would do then, because apparently Indian government, even though in United Nations has voted against Israel a couple of times, but India is known to be a supporter of Israel, the political party which is ruling India. So it needs to be seen how India would respond to this. Apparently, right now, as per the news reports, ICGS Vikram, which is a warship, it has been deployed to kind of rescue this ship. There has not been any casualties when it comes to the crew as we speak, but it needs to be seen how countries will now respond to this spreading conflict. See, what we need to understand here is that almost 12% of the global trade passes through Red Sea, okay? And most of these ships head towards Suez Canal, and if there is a blockade by the Houthis over here, there is no way global trade would not be impacted. In fact, prices of certain commodities have already increased in many countries because ships are now taking more time. A lot of ships are being diverted as we speak. In fact, I have a report which I'm reading right now, is that companies like Maersk, MSC, CGM have suspended their services in that region. We are hearing news, in fact, that Germany's Hapag-Lloyd and Hong Kong's OOCL also on Thursday said they would avoid the Red Sea. And we are also seeing some disruptions from global shippers of crude and fuels. And this has slowly started to creep the oil prices in some countries. And many countries are now worried that their countries who are already facing inflation because of COVID-19 and then Russia-Ukraine war will now have a third blow to impact their economies in a negative way. So this is some serious stuff happening right now. an armed group, a rebel armed group, is holding the world's neck and choking it right now as United States watches and does nothing. The allies of United States look confused. They clearly want to avoid a confrontation, and United States Middle East allies are also trying to work with Iran and requesting Iran to rein in the proxy. So clearly, US and its allies are not ready for a war. As we speak, there are reports coming in that United States security establishment has commented that they don't have apparently enough ships to kind of monitor that region because they are spreading thin. They also have to cater to South China Sea right now, where China is also becoming very aggressive. So things are moving very fast, and we'll keep tracking these developments and analyzing stuff. Do subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'll keep posting more videos regularly. Stay tuned.